Hey guys, Super Barley Brothers here after a 7-month hiatus. This is episode 61. I actually did my research before we started to make sure what episode we were on. So if you're just now joining us for the first time, welcome. Got a archival of podcasts that you can listen to us about. We're a group of dads that talk video games, craft beer. And my name is Scott. I'm going to kick this off. And around the table, we have John tonight, and we have Ian as well. So I'm going to just start with John, since you're right next to me on this video chat. How have you been, sir? It's been a long time since we've talked.
Well, it's been a very long time. Well, yeah, not personally, but in the context of the podcast, it's been a long time. Hell, it looks like the last podcast we had was almost back in July of 16. So yeah,
late? I thought it was.
I think it was October.
Yeah,
was it October?
Yeah,
the last one that I see showing up on the
October 11th, 2016.
Yeah,
okay, maybe it's just the page
Destiny, free for all, lovey dove. This game is awesome.
That's still a very long time.
Yeah.
But I mean, all valid excuses. I mean, we've had life that pops up on all of us, work. For others, school, which is still taking over and is a priority, which is fine. If education is good, go for it. The rest of us, we're just going to do what we're going to do. So tonight, the boys are back together, at least 3 out of 4.
The boys are back in town.
Yes, thank you.
I was waiting for it. Oh, that's great, John.
Through the air, high five.
Woo!
Ian, what have you been up to?
Man, well,
besides a lot of L&E.
Yeah, right. Well, since the last time we talked, I got a new dog, which I'm surprised she's not attempting to get up in my lap, because every time I start streaming something, she's always like trying to get up in here. So if she pops her head up, you'll meet her. It's Tifa, and yes, I named her after the fisticuffs girl from Final Fantasy VII. Nice. If you know the way that I name my dogs, there's actually a formula. My first dog was Shadow. My second dog is Tifa. So, I mean, next would probably be Yuna. I don't know. I'm not planning that far ahead, because this one is such a pain in the ass. Ooh, yes, you are. I'm looking right at you. Yeah, okay. Other than that, I finally got my man cave all set up and nice and good with a sick backdrop with movie posters, shelves of video games and memorabilia. You get the Deathstroke and the Metroid. Those are the 2 sections that really matter, and the Tron. But yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. Other than late night enforcers all over the place in my face, taking up my time.
I believe that. Oh, you'd be happy to know. So Tony recognized who Deathstroke was.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
And he got real excited. He's like, Dad, look, Deathstroke. I'm like, how do you know about that? Which I'm not going to stop you from. You go right on ahead. But yeah, that kind of caught me off guard.
I had a buddy of mine not too long ago tell me that his son's favorite DC character is Deathstroke, and I came walking into their house not too long ago with I've got a Deathstroke hat now. I can't remember if I had that the last time, but I came walking into the house. He was like, Deathstroke, and I was also wearing my Deathstroke Fallout mashup t-shirt, and he was chuckling at that. Of course, there I am, a walking amalgamation of a Deathstroke fan. I got the hat, I got the shirt, I got the wallet, I got the thing on my phone with his face. Well, no, that's not. I'm right. I'm going to put that down. But it's on there. It's not the case, because the case is still that red one from months ago. Yeah, but other than that, man, I've been doing that. Oh, real quick, gotta throw this out there. I got my retro pie.
Oh, so you're gonna build one? All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
I know that you were asking on our group page about a week ago or so. Do you still need ROMs?
Yes. Okay. Or at least a place to get them.
I should have them still on this PC. I'll take a look after. We'll take it offline. But I do also have a RetroPie that has all of the NES, SNES, N64, and Sega Master System games. So. What size memory card did you get? 32 gig?
16.
Okay, you're fine. It's about a 5 gig total, so
okay.
Good.
See, I'm also going to be looking for. I'm gonna jump way back. I'm also going to be looking for. Oh, excuse me.
Commodore
TurboGrafx
64.
Well, no, not that far
Oh.
back. TurboGrafx 16, Neo Geo. What was the other ones? I'm also going to do the handhelds, including
nice.
the Neo Geo Pocket. Links, if I can find them. I'm trying to get as much stuff that has been forgotten as I possibly can, because, I mean, of anything, this would be a good way to just archive a lot of the past and just have it available with easy access.
I agree.
Of course,
Definitely.
streaming it, I've got to try to make it appear as though I'm using the actual console, which will shut you down or whatever.
Right.
I Twitch, I bought a Neo Geo. I got a TurboGrafx 16. There's a 3DO back here. You just can't see it, so it's there.
Just a little loaded up, which is a good way to be.
Indeed, sir. Clink.
Ooh, nice. What are we drinking tonight? That looks like a New Belgium.
It is. So I actually, I couldn't wait. I killed the bottle of funk metal I had last night because
That's okay.
I couldn't wait. But I'm drinking. I'm gonna mispronounce this, but it looks like Citradelic from New Belgium.
Nice. That looks delicious. Sorry.
Exotic lime ale. It's pretty good. It was one of these things where on my way home last night, I was like, I need to get some dranken beer. So I bought the New Belgium 4-box thing with Fat Tire, the watermelon one, and the Hop Ranger, whatever the hell it is. They're all here next to me in my freezer bag. But
did you hit the new total?
No. Where's that?
Right there at Stacy and 75.
Right by Best Buy.
Yep.
By the old Best Buy?
No, the Best Buy that's right there at the shops at Fairview.
So exit Stacy.
Okay.
It's going to be take a right where Rudy's is.
You went robot.
I don't want to go robot because that means I got to drop. If I drop, it's going to screw everything up.
That's a good possibility.
Uh-huh.
Well, I think, Scott, are you saying you've got the buttons now too, or?
I don't drop.
Okay, don't drop.
We'll just wing it. So just
I'll
let
adjust.
it sink. You're good. So yeah, it's off of Stacy 75.
Okay.
So where the Best Buy and the Target and the Olive Garden and all the restaurants right there.
Okay.
It's right there in that shopping district.
Okay, in Allen.
Yes.
Okay.
Shops
Okay. Gotcha. For some reason, I was thinking the shops at Legacy off of North Dallas.
Oh, no.
Okay, that's where my confusion was.
So cool.
No, if you decide to come up 75 versus going up 121, run up 75, and that'll take you there if you go to Stacy.
Yeah.
Gotcha, because there is the one on 121. That's
at Preston.
Right. Yep.
So I'll go ahead and go into what I'm drinking. Since Ian just showed his, I'm drinking. I just pulled this out of the fridge. It's a Live Oak Heavy. It's good for a Hefeweizen. It's one of the best in my opinion. Definite notes of banana, and it's very, very sweet. I'm not going to say the other thing. It's
come on.
Nope, not saying it. Not saying it.
It tastes like
Turn a new leaf. It's 2017. We haven't recorded since last year. I'm no longer saying that the beer tastes like that. That will not be named.
Well, that was an IPA, wasn't it? So I mean, Hefeweizen
it was
supposed to taste like banana.
Divide, I think it was, or something like that.
Yeah.
Great Divide Brewing, or something like that. Yeah,
one that I brought back from up north.
Yes, we'll move on from that. I won't make that mistake of comparing a beer to a candy. Anyways, so that's what I'm drinking. So, like I said, if you guys are new, usually what we do at this time is we go around the table and we just talk about, hey, what have you been playing? We normally do this on a bi-monthly thing where we do it every 2 weeks. It's been 7 months since we've recorded, and the reason why we wanted to get together tonight, especially with Ian, because he's very knowledgeable, is Ian's always been our Xbox guy, and John and I have recently been on the Xbox quite a bit. We have literally focused on our backlog, making sure that we can complete games to justify purchases for newer games. And thankfully, one of our games that we wanted to purchase this year is delayed till next year, being Red Dead 2, which is great. And I applaud your comment on that. I am right there with you. There's games I still haven't purchased that I need to look at, which is like Neo and Nier Automata and some other games.
So, like that one right there?
Oh, wow. Yes, that one right there.
Yeah.
And that's brand new news right there since we last recorded. Ian, you're now a PlayStation 4 owner, so congrats.
Yeah, that's right.
Happy.
I moved on up in the world. I think, did I have the Wii U the last time we talked? I can't
You did have the Wii U, and you and I both were talking about Zelda. And
yeah, that's right.
I know that we have both picked it up, and I've scratched the surface, but I have not dove in deep. I've put about 15 hours into it, and that's about it.
Oh, well, then I have merely viewed the tip of the dongle that is the iceberg that you have touched.
Gotcha. So pretty much what John and I have done is we go, okay, we got some games on Xbox. Let's focus on these first. Let's just start knocking them out. So we literally in the past month have knocked out Halo 5, Gears 4, and Halo Wars 2.
You went robot.
Now it's just going to be quiet until it syncs back up.
So they both just recently procured 2 games. Well, I have all 3 games, which is Halo Wars 2, Gears 4, and Halo 5. That's the reason why they're pulling me into this, is because I bought Gears 4 and Halo 5 at launch, ran through them and enjoyed them. We're not going to be talking about Halo Wars 2 because I haven't touched it, and they've admitted to me that they don't remember it well enough to be able to have a conversation about it. And when it comes to Halo games, I'm a big story guy, so I kind of don't want any spoilers when it comes to that kind of thing. With that being said, we are going to talk about our feelings entirely on Halo 5 and Gears 4. Man, I hate doing that. I'm going to mess that up. I'm going to call it Halo 4, Gears 5 at some point. But so we're just going to kind of dive right into it. I'm going to let you guys go ahead and take it over, and then I'll interject whenever you need me to.
I'll let Scott take the lead on
Am I
this.
still robot?
Yes.
A little bit. It's getting better.
Is it really getting better, or should I hang up and join back in?
No, don't drop. Okay, just say something, it'll sync back up.
Okay, so Ian, are you okay with me talking about these games? Can you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
Yes. Yeah, I can understand him. You're going to need to speak kind of slower than normal, though, so that we can hear you through the waves.
I will do that. I will start with Gears of War 4. So this was the first game that John and I decided to play through because we had picked it up and it literally just sat on our console. So we booted it up, and you play as Marcus's son, who, again, story, I'm going to say right off the bat, I really didn't follow that much. I don't even remember the name of Marcus's son.
JD.
That's right. Thank you. I should have remembered that, being our other fellow podcaster that's not on this goes by JD. So thank you for that. The main thing, and this is where I want Ian to educate John and myself. And John, if I speak out of turn, because I'm speaking on your behalf as well, so tell me if I'm incorrect. We really just didn't have a connection with the group of kids that you play as. And I don't even remember the other 3 characters, the chick, and then the 2 other guys. And I guess the chick was JD's girlfriend or something like that.
It was hinted at being a love interest, but they really didn't lean into it full bore like Marcus and Anya from the first
right
3 games. Go ahead.
And JD is the child of Marcus and Anya, right?
Yes. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, the initials JD, J comes from Marcus's dad's name, which I want to say it was John, and then D, of course, comes from Dom, who was a big part of the first 3 games. Yeah,
and that's the biggest thing that I guess I missed from Gears 4, which was there was such a connection and relationship. The main thing in the original trilogy was this connection between Marcus and Dom, and two brothers pretty much fighting against this locust hive that is about to eradicate the human race. And all the little twists and turns. I don't want to go into too much details in case there's people out there. I mean, this will be a spoiler for Gears 4, but I don't really want to spoil the, Gears 1, 2, and 3. I don't know if it was just the age or the acting or what it was, but the main thing I did not understand, and this is what I want you to talk to us about, is why was there this conflict between in my opinion, the rebels and the government, pretty much?
Yeah, the coalition. You're right. So you got to keep in mind that we're on the other side of the catastrophe that took place during Gears 1, 2, and 3, which was E-Day, where the locusts came out and fought us humans for a good long time. And then, the light mass bomb and all the other stuff that we set off, the big weapons of mass destruction that killed the locusts. Now humanity has control again, and they're doing everything that they can to kind of keep everything under wraps. Well, basically, the whole thing is the coalition is back in control. That's the main government. And you've got this one leader that's kind of dictatorial because she was the one that I believe still had the knowledge of the technology to be able to rebuild the cities. Hence the first major city that you go into that basically is just a box and then a city builds up around it. So that you have to live under the coalition's rule to be in one of those. So JD and his buddy, D something or other, he was just like, they didn't like doing what they were doing because it was a lot like I can't remember what they called them, but like the outcasts from the original trilogy as well, the guys that didn't stick with the coalition. So it's pretty, really, just to kind of get past it real quick, it's like The Force Awakens. Like how The Force Awakens is a lot like A New Hope. Gears 4 has a lot of story that is a lot like Gears 1.
And I definitely got that with the entire, JD trying to be like Marcus, saying, fuck the government and who cares about you, and I'm going to do my own thing. But to me, and I don't know if it was just Marcus's old man voice in the original trilogy with that, dark tone, deep tone. Yeah, but JD's just like, hey man, we're not going to do this, like the hipster voice. And that's how I felt about it. Where finally, and again, spoilers for Gears 4, finally when you do see Marcus appear, it's like that little glimmer of hope, like, okay, good. I wanted to hear old
there's
man
some more
Marcus.
Normality to it.
Right. I wanted, definitely normality to it. And I love the whole get off my lawn approach that Marcus had about, hey, I'm just a simple farmer out in the land. I want to know more about the history between him and his son, why they don't really get along or talk that well. Was that even addressed in the game? Because I don't remember them really talking about that.
It was alluded to. It's more one of these things where Marcus did all that he could. He was the big savior of Sarah during the first 3 games, or one of the major saviors of Sarah. And so when his son decided to join the coalition, that was going against his dad's wishes. And he was like, look, dude, I told you everything I know about the coalition and how underhanded and fucking shady they could be. Yeah. So by going to work with them, you're basically, think about it as if, I think about it as what's his name, Kylo Ren going to the Empire. I mean, it's exactly the same thing. But if you think about it, at one point where Kylo Ren actually notices, wait, my dad was right, and comes out of it, but in the process of coming out of it, Marcus Phoenix had to step in and basically tell the coalition, back the fuck off. This is my kid. He's under my protection.
And that's where I guess it really, and again, this is just my points of view. That's just how I felt, was like half the game was, and I guess that's where I just didn't feel that, okay, I'm fighting a bunch of robots, number one. Yeah. And I just didn't have that same action gunplay feel of I'm actually hitting flesh and I'm actually exploding body parts until you dive deeper into the game and you do, stumble upon the locust. And of course, when you encounter the, rebel camp before it's overtaken by the, locust horde and they take what's her face's mother.
The swarm. It's not
The swarm. Sorry, that's right. The swarm.
Because it's real quick. Let's put this out there.
It's a hybrid.
Yeah. Basically, what it is after the great weapon was used at the end of 3, there were a bunch of locust bodies still around. So the coalition took a bunch of the bodies and buried them in mine shafts. Well, the swarm, which they really haven't explained that much about, have gotten in and basically reanimated these guys.
It makes me think of radiation and it kind of altered their ability, their form and the way that they had all these crystals all over them and they were a lot more armored.
And it brought them back to life. That's the other thing.
And that too.
Yeah, it did
Zombies.
whatever it did to kind of sort of, but I mean it's like intelligent zombies. So vampires.
Right.
We'll just go with vampires that don't suck blood.
So, and that's the thing, the story. I'm going to end on this on the story because I do want to get into the gameplay mechanics mainly. The story did pick up towards the end, and when John and I felt like, holy shit, this is now a Gears game, was pretty much the end. When you're in those big ass mechs and you're just plowing through shit and you're shooting everything and you're just like, okay, this is what a Gears game was all about, just hordes and hordes of enemies, and I just feel like I'm unstoppable and I could do these crazy, insane kills. And one huge negative thing I have to say is, John, I hope you laugh at this part, the scene or the gameplay moment where you have to use the turret to shoot into the wind to hit the...
Yes! Oh my God, dude.
That mission.
That was terrible.
That took so long and trying to figure out
45
because
minutes.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where you've got like that constant spawning guy, so one of you has to like watch around so that the other guy doesn't die. And so what he's basically saying is you come across this area, there's a big storm going through, the wind's coming across at 60, 80 something miles an hour, and you got to fire these shots that are as big as, I don't know, fucking like a medicine ball that's like 25 pounds. Okay, let's say that. So you got to fire that across a long way. So you got to basically shoot this way for it to go that way. And
I'm gonna tell you. So John and I literally spent 45 minutes. It was like 12:30, almost 1 o'clock. I'm like, I'm about to say screw this game. I'm about to just rage quit it right now, and we'll come back to it later. But then I go, I think this justifies a YouTube video. So I literally brought up YouTube. A dude had a 10-second clip of it, showed the exact position of where I needed to aim it. Done. I was like, screw that part, because John kept angling it, and he would keep looking at it and going, okay, I got a little bit more velocity. Okay, a little bit more to the right. Okay, a little bit more to the left. Okay, not as fast. Screw it. That was. I'm sorry.
Now I was using trajectory and I was using physics. The game doesn't rely on physics for this.
No,
it wants you to go to one specific location, and that is it.
The funny thing is I was playing it with my buddy Raw, and it was kind of one of these things where, what's up, baby? We didn't know that
it's one of those things with what's up, baby.
Yeah, I'm talking to the dog. We didn't know that you had to shoot the ball when it was close to the point of impact. So we would sit there and
have to do that. You did that?
Yeah, we had to shoot the ball out of the air.
See, we were trying to do that, and then I would just keep missing it, and that's what I thought we had to do.
Oh,
no, man, I had a direct impact on that turret.
We shot like, I think it was like 5 or 6 before we finally got to the point where we had the timing down so that the ball would come across right where we're shooting and we want it to explode. So it was like you had to shoot higher up when you wanted to explode down here so that it would start to explode as it's coming into it.
Wow.
It was a ridiculously difficult section, and it's not even really because of a boss or anything. It's because of their pseudo physics that was in it. That part is like the chapter 13 in Final Fantasy 15, where it could have easily broken the entire fucking game.
Oh wow. Okay, well I haven't even gotten back into that game, so that's something to look forward to.
Okay, side note then, you'll be happy to know that they did a patch that fixed Chapter 13, so you'll have an option of what path to go. I strongly suggest you don't follow Noctis's path.
Okay. Don't
So-
follow Noctis. Got it.
Yes.
So, gameplay now. That was my other kind of issue that I had, and maybe I need to replay the other Gears games. And maybe it was, like I said, half the game you're fighting robots. The gameplay, the shooting aspect, I didn't feel like I was necessarily making a hit on my target. Like when I was shooting bullets, I felt like it just wasn't either hitting the enemies or I was just having to put way too many bullets into them. And I don't know if that might have been the case. It's kind of like, and not to, make you cough or get sick a little bit, but how like in Destiny or in Halo, those types of shooters where when you make contact, you feel that bullet hit.
The impact,
Yes, it's the impact shot. It's just something either in the controller or what you see on TV that kind of messes with your mind where like, I feel that bullet going into that enemy. And I thought I used to feel that with Gears. I don't know.
So now let me ask you as kind of a sidebar, other than the big set piece beasts that the Swarm had, when they finally brought out like the bipedal guys, did you feel that impact? Did it seem like they were less bullet spongy? Because when you are fighting a robot,
right,
you do have to tear through it quite a bit to destroy it.
So if you weren't fighting those little pieces of shit that are running on the floor, I forgot what they were.
The vaginas with legs?
Yes, thank you.
Yes.
No. Those, no. But yes, when it was the Swarm, the regular enemies that we were used to in a Gears game. And one other side note as far as a bad experience that John and I had was the crystallized, huge monster, whatever the hell. What was it?
The behemoths?
That's whatever that big old dude he was riding it was the boss battle.
Okay,
so you had to get the turrets activated you had to get on the turrets to shoot the crystals to damage the big old.
Oh yeah. No, the Brumac. The Brumac that was
slipping my mind.
Possessed or whatever.
Yes, the Brumac. That battle. We kept getting hit from behind because we were in two different locations, and I'm sorry, the AI.
So that's exactly what me and my buddy Raw did. Is you had to basically put the Brumac in a right angle in the middle of you guys, so that one guy aggroes it and then ducks down and just kind of sits there and watches his ass for a minute while the other guy is picking at the pimples, and then back and forth and back and forth. Yeah, dude, I totally forgot about that fight.
Yeah,
that was a pain in the ass.
The two fights, I think it was.
Yes, it was one fight with him, and he got away, and then the second fight where you go, I know that you can see what I'm about to see, and it stops the face because they're all interconnected. That's why nothing else is like, what the fuck?
Yeah, because they have a hive mind.
Yes, and Marcus can now feel what they're seeing. Anyways, that's going back into the story. I don't want to get into that. But yes, towards the end, and especially when you get the reunion of Cole, and I was just like, all right, I know you don't like Coltrane.
No. I like Coltrane.
Okay.
I don't like Baird.
Oh.
Still to this day, I have a shelf of Gears of War shit because I like that game so much. I bought the Loot Crate box and all that jazz, but I still to this day have never touched Gears of War Judgment.
I haven't either, and I'm curious about it. I really am. And John has it too, and I'm like,
I want to play it, but it's kind of one of these things where it's like,
do I really want to play it?
Yeah, I mean, do I want to put myself through, what is it, like 8 hours of listening to, come on, guys, I'm Baird, I'm quippy, I'm funny.
Yeah, he was a definite dick whenever him and JD were talking. I'm just like, well, you better respect these mechs that I built out of my company. I'm like, dude, shut the hell up.
Yeah, dude, that was the other thing, kind of like a Tony Stark kind of conversation to Spider-Man.
But you better treat my toys right, or I'm gonna take them back from you guys.
Absolutely.
I'm dead serious.
Now, the other thing that they incorporated into the campaign, which I guess was a pro and con to me, I can see it from two fronts, is they want to introduce this to people that never played a Gears game. Especially, I think they introduced it in Gears 2, the Horde mode, where you had to fight the waves. I'm like, this is a multiplayer type of game. This shouldn't be in a campaign. I get the whole premise of we have to defend, but just say that. Don't say, well, trigger when ready on way to. I'm like, that's not how battles go. You just, I got it. I understood why they did it because, again, people are not familiar with that type of game mode. But let them find that out for themselves if they want to check it out. There's no firefight mode in a Halo game.
Yeah, there is.
Did I forget? All right, we'll get to that in a minute.
What's the firefight in it?
I know that's what I'm trying to remember.
Halo 5 has a firefight variant. I think it's called Firefight. You can actually do like open lobby. I think I had up to 8 people in one.
I'm talking about the campaign though.
Oh.
Yeah, like how Gears 4 had to push the horde mode in the campaign.
Yeah, that.
Like I said, I get why they did it. I just felt like it was like, eh. John loved it because John took over the building aspect of here. I'm going to put a fucking turret here because he's all about the analytics and studying the different entry points. Where I'm just like, put me in front of a damn turret. I'm good. I want to blow stuff up.
See, that was the thing that pissed me off though, is when you have to try to read that shit as quick as possible and it just says turret.
Yeah, that's why.
So I put down a turret thinking it was a self-manned turret and then was like, oh, fuck, it's not doing anything. So I had to run over to it. And then you've got the little Wraith, like, knockoffs jumping at you. And, ugh, God.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, I mean, and the way the game ended, I mean, the boss battle last level, it was a good boss battle, but...
Your volume is way down.
You're going in and out, Scott. I'm going to say drop. We'll hold for 30 seconds and you can come back. Yay. Billy D. Don't you miss this? I know we joke about it. I know it's a thing that you guys still enjoy. But I'll be damned if it's not a pain in the ass.
Oh, yeah.
Hello.
Okay. So now your volume's funky, but we can still hear you now, so that's good.
Okay. I mean, the way the game ended, and I want you to go into what your thoughts are, because I didn't get a damn thing other than the fact it was trying to be an emotional moment for her killing her mom pretty much by separating her from the umbilical cord or whatever you want to call it. And then she took the necklace, and John said something about what that necklace was. What the hell was that necklace?
So if you remember, the whole thing is that they were talking about how it was her grandmother's necklace, right? Made a big deal about it being her grandmother's necklace, was passed on to her, or to the woman that ran the camp throughout the game, and was kidnapped, and then was given to the girl that was running around with Marcus the entire time. Well, it was a square the entire time that she was wearing, like right about here. So it's not that big, but you guys get what I mean. But when she turned it over, she held it like a diamond, and that was the locust emblem that it was carved on the back of. So what that says is that chick's grandmother was the Locust Queen.
That far back?
What was his name? John Phoenix? Marcus's dad? Yeah, so quick side note for everybody that's just now joining the Super Barley Brothers. He is such a nerd that he has read the books. If you look at that shelf, you can see some of the books sitting there. And Marcus's dad just, he got him some of that. Oh, wait, you can't sit there. We go, yeah, he got him some of that. He was, yeah. I mean, at some point in the original story, this was set in 3, Marcus thought his dad was dead. And at that time, Marcus's dad was captured.
That's right.
By the Locust Queen.
Oh my God, I forgot.
That would be the perfect time to bangarang.
Wow. So hold up a minute.
Reminds me of some Skrillex.
So is JD now and that daughter, are they like brother and sister, like a Luke and Leia type thing? Because
it's a little bit more.
John banged her and might have procreated the mother.
It's a little bit more separated. They're like cousins because they don't share the
they're stepbrothers or stepsisters.
Well, okay, because
John's DNA.
Because the chick's mom would have been John's daughter, right?
Yes.
And then Phoenix is John's son, right? Different women. So then those two sprout off and have kids. So the bloodline is a little loose.
Wow.
I don't think they're going to be inbred, but if I knew that was the thing, no touchy, no.
So we're now thinking. So is the whole thing about Gears 5 potentially, if it's being worked on, is this might be she has locust blood or swarm blood or whatever in her?
She is the descendant of the Locust Queen. Is
So now they're going
basically
to be
what I
coming
got
after
from it.
her.
Yeah, so now they're going to come after her, and then what I see is Gears 5 is going to be them coming to get her, possibly, well, most
Transforming
likely
her. They're
getting
going to pull
her.
her out of the swarm with StarCraft. 2.
Exactly. That's exactly what's going to happen. You're going to have your Queen of Blades.
JD is whatever the country boy in StarCraft 2 where he's trying to get Kerrigan. Sure enough. Wow. Interesting.
But see,
Now I'm actually kind of
again, think about it. That's if we're thinking ahead correctly, properly. That's the same idea. Your volume dropped again. That's the same idea as trying to find Marcus Phoenix's dad in 3, because they're going to take him or take her and run away if our speculations are correct.
still bad.
Yeah, real low.
Hang on. Let's see if I can bring him up. Say something.
Say something.
I don't know. That's not going to work.
I'll be back.
No. All right.
Okay.
I guess that's how he's going to do that.
And everybody's just got to deal with John because he's got the controls.
Yay.
So
Whatever happens to me, happens to me.
yeah.
Am I robotic?
Yeah, you're still robotic. Every now and then it kind of goes away, but then it comes right back.
Of course.
All right.
You're still low.
All right.
Crank your input slide up.
I'm staying.
There he goes. There he goes. Okay. You're good for now. I'm just going to tell you to shut up when we can't hear you anymore.
Hey, you adjusted my audio level. Thank you.
I did. You're welcome.
Facilitator.
That's
All
the only
right.
thing I'm good for right now.
Yeah, I know, John. I'm sorry that you're having audio crap problems. I wanted to just ask, and if you want to also, as long as you talk kind of like Ian said with me.
No, I know.
Talk, okay.
Slow and
Did you have anything that you wanted to add?
no, I didn't have anything. You nailed it right off.
Okay, I do have one question for Ian, and I'm going to kind of leave it after this question. Is multiplayer worth checking out, especially Horde mode with the stupid class levels?
Horde is fun if you've got like a crew. Like if let's see, I think is it 5 people? Because between us here, we could have a full crew. If Raw didn't sell it, I know Ryan still has it. So that would give us 5. So as long as everybody takes one class and plays to their class, then it would be something we could do. Like if John takes engineer, I take medic, somebody takes heavy, so forth and so on. If we all play specifically to that, it can be a lot of fun.
Okay.
Also, you got to pick the right fucking character, because I unlocked zombie characters and
Of course.
they are no fun to play as, because when they kill someone, they go brains every time.
Oh,
Every single
God.
time they kill someone, brains. And then when they're running, it's like it's like,
Nice.
this is wonderful. This is great.
Yeah, later on down the line, I do want to check out Horde mode because I'm like on the fence when it comes to classes, because I like the way it was. You just picked a character and everybody had the same abilities.
When Gears 3 came out, I was a little apprehensive about that Horde mode because it introduced the building mechanics. I spent quite a bit of time in it. I know I did it primarily alone because I don't think everybody in our circle got it at the same time.
Yeah.
So I was delving into it a lot. And of course, then they burned me with the DLC on disc. That I'm not gonna.
Don't even.
Not
Yep,
gonna
we
go
all
down
have
that
the
path.
same thought. Yep.
But it is one of those things where I spent a lot of time in that trying to get everything like down, but it was more
Gotcha.
one of these things where I was the sniper guy, but it didn't have like classes. Like I was always looking for the sniper, and then if somebody was giving me a hard time, I'd give up the sniper, but I'd do it for the hammer burst where you could kind of zoom down the iron sight
Exactly.
a little bit.
Okay.
But
Cool.
I say we should actually check it out some night. Hell, we can stream it through.
Yeah.
somebody, and then that'd be fun. Maybe
Yeah,
guys.
I'm definitely interested. Now that we're kind of, we'll get into it in the next episode of what we're playing right now, which I'm sure you saw, and everybody has their own opinion, but it's fine. What we just played. Anyway, I don't want to get off topic. So next game, Halo 5. So going from Gears 4 to Halo 5, to me was like night and day. Halo 5 impressed the hell out of me when it came to gameplay.
Okay.
I
reach through this damn screen and slap the hell out of you.
Okay.
Do it. I want to
Let me
watch
just say what I liked, and then I'll let you tell me what you did not like about the gameplay. So, story aside, I love the shooting, and I love the quick. This was, I believe, 60 frames a second, if I'm not mistaken. Smooth as butter. Like, literally, when John and I booted it up and started Chapter 1 or whatever, we were just like, holy crap, this is a totally different game. And going from Gears where it's, chugging along, big steroid guys, and you're just going to these guys that like have air boots on. They're just like, I'm ice skating, and just smooth. And the shooting, I dug it. I enjoyed it. John, I think you did as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Scott, you're a robot again.
Talk about Halo 5.
Am I a robot?
Yeah, you're still a robot.
But we can understand you.
Robot versus robot.
I've been talking robot. You talk robot now and talk Halo 5 a little bit.
I enjoyed it for the gameplay. The gameplay aspect was great. As far as story, I didn't necessarily follow it.
Your volume dropped.
Yay!
Yeah. So what John said was at the story.
Yay! How's that? Is that better?
It was off and on.
It was. It went.
You boomed and then he dropped. The story, again, coming off of Halo 4 and the lack of story that was, because I didn't really understand that. I want to get into story in a minute, though. Okay, Ian, I want your thoughts. What was your problem with the gameplay mechanics of Halo 5?
So the gameplay mechanics themselves, in my opinion, weren't too terribly bad. I mean, it's very Halo-esque. A lot of that, it was Halo. That's exactly what it is. A lot of my problems with the game really actually came down to the story itself. The few problems that I had with, and I'm trying to think, with the gameplay, I mean, technically this would be gameplay, is the repeating bosses.
Okay. Yes. Gameplay aside, boss battles. Go ahead.
You know
I'm
what?
going to agree with you probably on this.
Actually, thinking back to what we were talking about earlier, if you really do think about it, there are sections of the game where you did do firefight. Like, especially, technically that would have been like the boss fight in that big...
I'm remembering stuff, but yes, when we were stuck in the room and we had to give whatever it was, the little deep, droid or whatever it was to do crap.
Had to do that stuff.
The chick that was just way too girl power to me. I'm gonna do this, and I'm like, shut up and just do it. I don't care.
Get it done.
Exactly. So I want to talk about one boss battle with the guard. So the last boss battle with the Guardians.
You dropped, Scott.
Shit.
So what he just said was talking about the last boss battle with the 3 Guardians?
Yeah.
I think is what it was. Well, okay, so they weren't Guardians, because the Guardians are the birdie things that, okay, I'm just gonna keep going. The big birdie things that everybody was going around, and the bosses themselves, the guy with the weak spot on the back, those are the Wardens. And the Wardens were basically... Yeah, so they were basically the guys that were inside the Guardians. Now, they were a pain in the ass if it was just you and AI people. Now, if you had a crew like of 4 people, which I was able to pull off when we were doing our legendary run, those guys aren't hard at all, because everybody goes out to one particular corner of the map, right? And, I aggro him, and then 3 people drop pain on his back, and then obviously he's going to turn around to somebody else, and we just continue the same thing. The people I had the biggest problem with were the knights. Going from Halo 4 to Halo 5, those knights became bullshit hard. Like it was, I'm just kind of a bullet sponge. Now it's, you have to hit me in this glowing spot, and then that's going to pop off. And then you're going to have to hit me in this glowing spot. Yeah. And then, there's a spot around my head, or if I do the screamy mad face with the skull head, then you could shoot me there if you got a sniper that's watching for it. So I had problems with those guys.
So I typically played as sniper, so I was actually looking for those spots.
Yeah.
Hit and make sure that I took out as they were coming along.
Absolutely. And so the Warden battle, I was fortunate enough, and I forgot the name of the gun, but I think it was like a Devastator, Decimator, or the big old thing you just charge up and then it just unleashes. And now, it's got area of effect. So I was too close on the first time that we did it, and of course blew John and I up because I was like, I got this, and then we just died. I'm like, I don't got this. So I
got it. I just did it poorly. The execution was bad.
I was fortunate to have that weapon, and I can't believe now that you just said that. I didn't know you did a legendary run. I can't even imagine what that would be like.
It's a lot of stop and pop.
Yeah.
It was a lot
I
of
can't imagine how long that boss battle was, though.
So actually, I can't remember if okay. So that one, I think there was a pillar in the middle of the room. Not the one where you have to get on the thing at the end and go down, and then whoever can race up to the thing. Right. But the one with the warden or the wardens is there was a pillar in the middle of the room, and the way to trigger the next spot of that is to actually have someone run up the side of the map, hit a man cannon, then fist pound on top of that pillar, then jump over to a ledge, and as soon as somebody makes contact on that ledge, it will trigger the next section of the game. So you had what you had was one guy would aggro and try to get the guys following him, while the other three would attempt to do this. But it was one of these things where it's like, as soon as you missed your opportunity, you became the runner. And then the next person had to jump. It's almost like doing a raid in Destiny, as much as I want to talk about that game.
That makes me think of Vault of Glass.
Exactly. I mean, it's like you have to coordinate this way. I mean, because there was no other way that we were going to get through that fight, period. So we looked up a way to cheese out of it to just get that done.
Hey, that's what people do in Destiny raids, so you look for a way to cheese it. Oh, that's crazy. So, I mean, to go back on the story, like you said, and like I said, I didn't really follow it. The whole thing I got about it was Cortana's now evil, and she's trying to create a perfect world or some shit like that, and she tells John bye-bye and pretty much kicks him out and sends him packing, and I didn't really... And I guess I'm with the majority of people. I like the guy that plays Locke as Luke Cage. I don't like him as Locke in this game.
That's not him.
It's not?
Nope. So
racist?
No. You're not.
Good.
Because the guy that was in Nightfall, that is Luke Cage. That was the first incarnation of Locke that everybody was supposed to see, really. Gotcha. But then when the game went into actual work, I think he did the motion capture, but didn't stick around long enough to do the voice acting. Oh. Or I have it backwards, but one of the aspects of Luke Cage is not in that game, and I would wager. You know what? I'm gonna just.
His face looks just like it. And that's why I told John when we were playing. I was like, "Dude, that looks like Luke Cage," because I was like halfway through it.
They got the rights to use his likeness, and then he was like, "Nope, peace out. I'm out of here."
So I mean, that's the main gist that I got about it was. Guardian. So answer me this, because again, I know that you know the Halo lore more than anybody else that I know. What is the Guardians again, and how are they in relation to Cortana?
So what you got to remember took place at the end of 4. Well, actually, through the entirety of 4 is that Cortana was going rampant, and what that means is. Hang on, I was looking up the dude that played Homeboy, which is Ike Amudai. That is not your buddy from...
No, it's not.
Let's see, real quick here. Hang on. This makes for great podcasting.
Hey, great.
Spartan, Jameson, Locke. Yeah,
We're
no.
looking at podcast group.
So, okay. So, what was I saying? Shit.
About Cortana and the relation with the Guardians.
So, at the end of 4, basically what it is John has to take rampant Cortana and jam it into this. What were they called? Were they the Forerunners? Yeah, jams it into this Forerunner system to basically take down the Didact, right? So all Forerunner technology is connected in one way, shape, or form. So once the Didact became active, all the Guardians kind of were on standby mode. So once Cortana infected this one, and she, I don't know if you remember, but she was like splitting herself up into a bunch of different little things to overpower the program. So basically it was enough to where she could actually scoot out to all of the Guardians. What the Guardians are is it was another, as far as I can remember, it was another subsystem to the Halos that if the Halos did not succeed, the Guardians would swoop in to clear up the flood. They were basically like the Jedi of the New Republic or the Republic in Star Wars.
Okay.
So, and the Guardians themselves were usually piloted by some type of warrior class from the Forerunner class system, because you had like engineers, warriors, politicians, it all broke down that way. There's actually a series of books that tells this kind of line. I highly suggest the first book. I strongly don't recommend the third book. The second book was interesting because the entire time you're reading it, you don't know, but you're basically getting the story from the guy whose intelligence gets ripped out of his body to become the AI in Guilty Spark 343.
Huh.
So that was interesting. And the thing that I really didn't catch on to because I listened to it on audiobooks due to my commute, the thing I didn't really catch on to until the end of the game or end of the book is that the guy that voiced Guilty Spark 343 was the guy that was reading the book.
Oh, wow.
So at a certain point, they just go ahead and slip him into that voice and add the reverb or whatever onto him.
Right,
So he was speaking as Guilty Spark by the end of the book.
Huh.
But that really kind of delves into a whole bunch of stupid shit. Like, you know how you beat the Didact at the end of 4?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's probably another one exactly like him out there because
Why not?
they thought
Why not?
They thought he was dead at the end of the first book, so they imprinted his intelligence onto this kid that opened the first Guardian in that one, which all took place before the flood infestation. And then in the third book, the 2 Didacts had to deal with each other, and the 2 Didacts, well, one of them was actually married to the librarian. The other one was like a stand-in to that guy. Man, it gets convoluted as
Sounds like the architect from The Matrix.
Ergo, concordantly, vis-a-vis, I switched beers. What am I drinking now? The Juicy Watermelon from New Belgium. It's
Juicy.
It's all right. It's watermelon lime. I think I taste more of the lime than I guess the watermelon's on the back end. It's all right. It's a nice drinking beer.
So I guess my question then for you, because I really don't know where we're going to from here, and I imagine since we can talk a little bit about, I don't know how late we want to be on, but E3 is coming up in like a little over a week. Do you, number one, believe that we'll see Halo 6 be revealed in some kind of CG trailer at E3? And if we do, I know that 343 came out and said, we learned our lesson. We're going to focus on Chief. Sorry that we did the lock thing. I know that, well, yeah. So the way that 5 ended, is it to your belief, or do you think that Cortana's now going to be the pretty much person that John's going to have to kill?
So if I were to make a guess as to how Halo 6 is going to end, it's going to be John destroying whatever chip or whatever has her intelligence in it.
Right.
or he has to take it into the back of his head and jump into the fires of Mount Doom. Yeah, something along those lines that like traps her
Wow.
inside of him.
That would, man, if they do that with him though, it kind of just
It kills the series completely.
wow.
Yeah.
But didn't they say this is supposed to? Well, no, you're right. This is supposed to be a trilogy, and that's 4, 5, and 6.
Yeah.
Holy crap, you're right.
And I actually think that 5 was a test to see if the
If they
audience
could carry it on.
take to Locke. But
Sure.
if you want to test the audience, let's not put it at a 10% Chief, 80% Locke, because nobody fucking liked that guy.
They
I didn't
should've.
like that guy.
No.
Vale is a bitch, okay? She is a piece of shit
That's who John.
that doesn't know where to be when she's supposed to be there. That was
John played as.
That was my problem every time we were doing the legendary run. If we couldn't get Cynthia or Ryan to jump in, is nobody was Vale, so it was constantly like somebody's down in the middle of nowhere, and they're just like, Vale, come and get me. And you could be like literally on fire with like 3 knights on top of your downed body, like hello, okay, we're gonna do this now. Cluster fucking your body, and they're gonna go ahead and just hello, yes, hi, everybody can see you. Look at the camera. No, lick my arm. Okay. She's going to come running into the middle of it just to get you to not lick the inside of my mouth.
She wants to join you in your quest to burn alive. God.
Anytime
So-
I'm getting really happy or excited, she's like, what's going on?
Oh, hey, something's going on. So, yeah, if 343 wanted to learn about how to introduce a character that people would be in,
Super robotic.
I
Somehow he's
would
quiet.
recommend they should have gone the Red Dead Redemption route and had you play as a character at the end of the game for a short period of time, just like after what happened to John Marston, he played as a certain somebody for like that much of the game.
Unless you tried to 100% it after finishing the main story, then you played as the most irritating little piece of shit that I have ever played in that entire game. And you can't revert back to an earlier save file, so you're stuck with this prepubescent sounding badass cowboy.
You tried to 100% it with him?
No, I went back into the game thinking, yeah, I can continue
Oh,
this.
yeah,
But
I stopped
listening
playing.
to him do John Marston's lines, like when he's riding the horse and he does the nope. It sounded like John Marston got kicked in the dick and was hitting helium, and I can't.
That's why I never went back. Yeah, I didn't go back to it after I beat the game. Interesting.
Well, when it first went backwards compatible, I actually took a night to stream it, and I didn't realize that my save file was in the cloud. So it put me into his shoes. So I was just like, well, guess what? I'm not going to go through the what is like hour and a half beginning to get to a point where you could go through it when I'm just like, okay, I'm in the game. I just want to go shoot shit.
Yeah, go hunting.
Yeah.
Wow. So, I mean, I will say this. So, I am glad that John and I have played these games. I kind of, consider them both to be average. Of course, I did prefer Halo 5 better than Gears 4, but that's just me.
They're actually different style of shooters.
You're right.
So
And that's the main thing about it.
yeah, because
we had to take,
the slow methodical movement of Gears of War 4, you summed it up perfectly when you're like, you're big, bulky, can't move fast because they're steroided up, you're spot on with that, because that is literally a stop and pop.
But that's been Gears, but I just felt like, and maybe I just need to go back and try Gears 1 again and see if I really, just didn't see it, I always felt like the movement was faster than Gears 4.
What
Maybe I'm wrong.
Did you hold down the B button so he'd do the roadie run?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. I was just making sure, because I totally
Yeah, we
forgot
did
all
cover-
about that for the longest
Cover to
time.
cover. Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Yeah. I did cover to cover. I hated the whole fact of if you had an enemy on the other side of you and you could try to grab him, but if you didn't get him at that right exact point, you're going to miss him and go,
See, I never I never
you
let
did?
them get that close, dude. As soon as they were past their own cover, it was just up and ammo.
Yeah, then they did these crazy, stupid assassinations that you could do because after you grab them, they're like stunned, like finish them, and you could take out a blade and just do these crazy like stabbies. I'm just like whatever. I just did it for the achievement because I'm a whore. So hold on, John. You went like dead silent. I didn't hear anything you said.
Your camera's kind of like
Slowly.
Oh, did my
dropping
camera
off.
getting
Yeah.
off to the right.
Yeah.
My bad. Oh, there you go.
Let me fix this. Blech.
Yeah, it's just like your personal life. Oh. Anyways, I don't want to get into too much because I know we're running a little bit late, but it's fine. I do want to talk really quick E3 predictions, or at least hopefuls. I want to see Crackdown. I'm back in like on Xbox for a little bit right now. Like I'm on an Xbox kick, and I want to see Crackdown. I want to get a release date for a Crackdown. That is the only thing, and I want them to say this at the end of their Crackdown reveal. Crackdown for the Xbox 360 is backwards compatible now.
Right now. Yeah.
Do that.
Yeah. And it's free.
That would even kill it more.
Yeah.
I would be like, okay, fine. I was gonna buy it again, but okay,
Yeah. Well,
that's
I
fine.
mean,
I know you got your disc.
yeah.
I know.
Because I'm a whore. Yeah.
No, that's okay. Keep it. I still got my PS3, and I've still got games that I have the remasters for on freaking PS4.
Oh, don't even get me started on that bullshit.
We don't need.
No. I'm talking about the PS3 in and of itself.
Oh.
Because I got one, right? And I have an Elgato thing that basically takes HDMI.
Oh,
that
yeah, I heard about that whole.
Yeah. Well,
They had a special encoder in the system.
oh, God. So I had to re-buy a bunch of games to be able to play.
Yeah.
I've got Uncharted 1, 2, and 3 for the PlayStation 3. I've got Uncharted, the Nathan Drake collection for the PlayStation 4.
I hope you got it for cheap.
Oh, yeah. It was like $15.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
It's
and then
definitely-
my PlayStation came with Uncharted 4, so that's why. And I love the ability to stream. Granted, I may not do it on every game that I have, but having the ability is something that I enjoy. 2K, I'm looking right at you. You're a bunch of stupid jerks for making it so that I can't stream the BioShock collection. That's dumb. I will find a way around it.
Yeah, why is that? I don't.
Because
Been out for 10+ years.
because the games have such it's like Persona, if we want to kind of go down that line, where the story
But Persona,
itself.
they're doing a time thing. Do you think? Are they doing a time thing for BioShock?
No. Also, the time thing is only for people that are streaming it and then uploading it to YouTube. If you try to stream it through the console, it's blocked, like flat out. Like you cannot stream that.
That sucks. I did not know that. Oh, that's another game that's in my backlog too.
Best of luck to you. I know Cynthia actually got really excited when she found out that I procured a PlayStation 4 because she's helping me out with the dog since I work so far away from home and she actually works down the street. She'll pop over here after work, let the dog. Yes, I was talking about you. Let the dog out. And then when she found out I had a PlayStation 4, she's like, I'm going to spend some time over at your place utilizing your PlayStation 4. I was like, fantastic. Now I can play Zelda. Which I didn't because I was playing Mass Effect. That's a whole nother conversation for a different podcast.
Yes, it is.
Another time.
Yeah, because I really want to get your thoughts on Mass Effect, but I know that that's going to be a definite.
It's going to be an R-rated, red band.
I just need to know this because I've seen it drop in price already. Nope. Okay.
If you really want to play it.
I love Matt. God damn it.
There it goes. There it goes.
You want to get the crotch shot.
Yeah.
I really loved Mass Effect 2, and that's the only one that I played through and beat.
Okay. So all the other ones are backwards compatible. I still have the disc for 3. I strongly suggest playing that one because, I mean, granted, everybody complains about the way the story ended. But
I don't care.
It's one of these things where I thought 2 and 3 were really, really good. 1 was super slow. That thing is just slowly ticking down. 1 was super slow, and that's how play 3. And if it comes down to the point where you want to play Andromeda, I will gladly lend it to you.
Okay. I mean, it'll be a while because, like I said, John and I have made a pact that we're just going to do or not backwards compatible, but backlog stuff. And specifically, there was that huge backwards compatibility sale for the Xbox that just happened about a week or so ago. And I needed a palate cleanser from all of these gory, not really for Halo 5, but just these shooter, I'm going to kill you in the face, I'm going to shoot you, I'm going to do this. I was like, I want to have something a little bit more cheery. So, again, not to go into too much detail because we're going to save it for the next episode. John and I just completed the Lego Movie video game. Because Lego games actually are fun. Lego games are actually fun.
But sometimes
the
puzzle is just, these are kid games, and it shouldn't take a 30-year-old man 40 minutes to figure out which order these things go in.
Okay, I'll tell you right now, Lego Movie video game, I keep saying it because I don't want to call it the Lego Movie because then everybody would be like, what are you talking about? Has the easiest puzzles of all of them. It is a short game. Well, so I would never recommend paying like more than, we got it for $5. I would say no more than 10.
I paid full price.
You got it?
Lego Movie?
A Lego Movie video game.
Lego Movie video game. Yes.
Yeah.
So the one that's based on the movie.
Yes.
Yeah. I paid.
That has the easiest puzzles.
Yeah. Well, I think it's one of those ones where it was so easy that I bought it for my son. Same with Marvel, the Lego Marvel game.
Yeah.
Because I bought it for my son, of course. I will tell that lie.
I bought it for mine too. And he didn't like it.
I had to go to work one day and left him with his grandmother, and I came home and the game was beaten.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, which usually it was one of these things where, Dad, I need you to play like the Lego Batman 3. Dad, I need you in here to help me figure this out. That's what I'm talking about. Like, we'll get into this.
It's a bad puzzle.
We'll get into that.
Yeah, but anyway, so John and I just beat Lego Movie video game. We're going to do a review about that because I'm actually still having fun with it, and I'm going to try to 100% it just like I did with Lego Marvel.
Is that one backwards compatible, or did you guys buy the one version of it?
It was the one version that we got for, like I said, I think it was $5, John, or $10. You bought it.
I thought it was one of the backwards compatible ones.
No, this is the Xbox One version, dude.
Yeah, because that was the
think about it, the Xbox 360 doesn't load up when you open it.
Oh, you're right. It doesn't.
It was the first Lego game that came out on the new consoles. Because then after that was because at my
Lego Marvel Avengers.
Well, no, the Marvel one did too, or eventually. Did.
Oh, that's right. Lego Marvel was the first one.
Yeah,
well, that's the first one. Yeah.
Lego Dimensions was shortly.
That was after Lego Movie.
Yes, but I think the Jurassic Park one was. Dude, it is.
That's right. There's because I have that one too.
I've got 2 copies of that one. Well, I've got one for the Wii U and I've got one for the Xbox 360. Because at one point, I was like, I'm going to put the 360 in my son's room, and that's where he could play all the Lego stuff while Dad's out here playing Doom, which greatest soundtrack ever.
Yes.
But now, what was it when Minecraft Story Mode was coming out? I was like, you know what? I'll just, because this will auto download the episodes, I'll buy it on the one. So now every game we get is on the one. And he's got, he had a one controller like this one where it's like smaller for his hands, but he basically took to using the one that I use as a TV remote. Long story short, the TV remote that I bought for the one doesn't work, but it's interference from the TV that I now have. Long story short, I use a controller for it, so whenever my son wants to play Minecraft, he just goes ahead and uses that since he's been using it for YouTube and Netflix and Hulu and all that stuff anyway. So,
So I mean, we had talked about, John and I, next game that we want to potentially play is some of these backwards compatible games that we never got to, such as he picked up the Lego Indiana Jones trilogy or whatever it is. And
the first one or the second one?
It's the backwards compatible that has all 3 movies.
Right. So there were 2 Indiana Jones ones. The first one had all 3 movies. The second one had Cliff Notes versions of the first 3 movies, and then it had the Crystal Skull.
I want to say this is the first release.
Okay, so I've heard that one's the good one.
Yeah, I believe that's the one that we have. I haven't loaded it up yet, so I don't know. Um, I'm really just I'm happy that I actually, because I keep track of on my phone every year. I make a list of all the games that I beat, and I've done it since 2015. And this is where this all came about. Was literally a month ago. I'm looking at it, and we're almost into May, and I'm like, I don't have any game that I've beaten so far this year, and we're almost half the year is done. I need to start really getting my bearings straight and start working on one game at a time, and don't let anything else, because I was jumping from game to game on everything else, and I hate doing that because I'm not like I used to be, where I could go, okay, I remember I was here in this game. Okay, I remember I was here in this game. It's like, no, I'm old man syndrome now. I got to focus on one thing and one thing only. So I don't know what I'm going to do after this. Like I said, we're going to boot up Lego Indiana Jones. If I get bored of that, I don't know. I'll let John know. We'll figure something out.
Okay.
On a last note, though, well, anyways, Ian, I talked about E3 briefly. Do you have anything that you want to see at E3?
There's only one thing I want to see.
Okay, if it's Metroid, you can just stop right now. Is it Metroid? It is Metroid. Oh, dude, did you see the shirt, by the way?
What shirt?
So there was supposedly this design contest or something like that that was done. I'll send you the link right after this. There is a Metroid shirt. It's like $15, but the problem was I didn't see it in my size, which is an extra large. But I don't know if they have it in other sizes.
Well, I'm an extra large, so
it was like a contest that was done worldwide where people submitted their own art drawings of, their favorite Nintendo character, and it's literally just a black T-shirt, and it's got an etch around the this helmet symbol of Samus, and it's like in a white little etch, kind of like I don't know, like a Tron looking thing. I'll have to find the link. I'll send it to you after.
Okay. Yeah,
anyways,
definitely.
go ahead. Go ahead and say your.
Yeah, no. So that's basically what I want to see. Is I want the Switch to have a game that will actually make me want to buy the damn thing. I own Breath of the Wild on the Wii U. I own Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U. I'm interested in Splatoon, but I'm not going to pay $10 a month for
Splatoon on the Wii U if you're interested in it.
Your volume went like straight down.
Get Splatoon on the Wii U.
Yeah, I got you. Drop out and come back. Nobody else can hear you, okay? I can read your lips. The people listening at home probably couldn't hear shit.
Although if they could, that'd be really damaging.
You're real quiet too, by the way.
Well, I can't drop.
I know you can't. You just got to give it this shit.
I'm all the way up.
Well, see that? Yeah, I mean, that was much better. You're going to wake the kids up, but nah. See, now that sounded like Chewbacca in a tin can drowning in feces.
That's awesome.
Short of the feces part, the rest of
God damn, I wish. Whoa, Beastie. Oh, shit. Hold on. God damn.
All right.
So, do I sound any better?
Yeah, you're still robotic-ish.
Okay, we probably just need to end this soon. If you want to stop it here in a minute, do you think we should wait till Ian comes back?
We'll wait till Ian comes back.
All right.
Once he comes back, we'll finish it out.
We'll have to do like an Audacity type thing after this or something like that. I don't know. Or I'm going to try to get on the laptop next time, be wired.
I'll be eating next.
Okay.
All right.
Sorry.
No, you're good, man. You're like our saving grace tonight that can actually talk. So everybody's just like, who the fuck are these two guys that are talking right now? Unsubscribe. Even though I wasn't subscribed anyways. It's fine.
Just to unsubscribe.
Exactly. So yeah, go ahead. Talk about Switch and what you want.
So what I want is I want Nintendo to come out with a game on the Switch that I'm actually interested in. And to start would be, damn, I'm out of breath. Sorry. Had some company come over and the dog is really excited to see her. So I'm trying to stop that from being a jumpy, scratchy mess. Hang on. Okay, so what I want is Nintendo to come out with a game that makes it so that I want to buy a Switch, which would obviously be Metroid. I mean, if they came out and said, hey, guess what? We're actually making a Metroid game to celebrate the 32nd year of the game's release, because we did jack all of nothing when it was the 30th or 30. Yeah. Although,
But yet they did something for Kirby.
well, Kirby's got way more games than Metroid does.
I don't.
Tifa, for stop barking, you stupid nudge. So if they come out with something, I will definitely then immediately start beating grandmothers in the street to get my hands on a Switch, because I keep thinking about it, but I've got every game that I would want on the Switch. Right now, the only thing that I would buy the Switch for is Shovel Knight, because I don't have it on anything else.
Not even on the Xbox?
Nope, I don't have it on the Xbox. I want it, but
Oh, wow.
the Switch edition right now is like the
It has everything.
Penultimate or whatever edition with all that stuff. It would be nice to be able to play Zelda anywhere in the house.
That is my only reason right now for wanting a Switch, is how I'm hearing everybody, and literally it's doing what I wanted the Wii U to be able to do.
Exactly.
I can't even take the damn thing upstairs. I can't even take it into this room from my living room.
So here's the thing hello, baby. In the past year-ish, probably since the last time we talked, my folks moved up to Oklahoma.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it's kind of one of these things where when I go to visit them, it would be really cool to be able to take Zelda, but now I have to lug the Wii U itself out there so that I can play it on the gamepad and be sitting close to the system.
Yeah, and it's not that big, but I totally agree with you. I wish that I could just have a little docking station, or I could just, just throw that in the backpack and I have my little handheld, and that is the only thing, but I can't justify it. I'm with you. I have Mario Kart 8. I have Splatoon. I don't care about ARMS. I am kind of interested in Monster Hunter 20 that's going to be cross-playable, cross-save compatible with the 3DS and Switch. That just got announced yesterday, I think. Hey, Monster Hunter is kind of cool. I've got Generations. It's fun.
You know what I will tell you I did, because I have a launch 3DS.
Uh-huh.
I pre-ordered one of those new 2DSs.
If I didn't have a new 3DS, I would have too.
Yeah, because
it's light years faster, and you will notice that.
Well, see, I'm currently I've got 3 games that still have the cellophane on them for the 3DS.
Is one of them Fire Emblem Conquest?
Oh, no.
Oh.
I never bought Conquest because I have Birthright. I played a fair amount of that and bounced off of it. No, but everybody knows that, quick update. Yes, Metroid Prime Federation Force is still wrapped in plastic on the shelf.
That's okay. I wonder if there's anybody playing it.
There's that. There's Pokemon Moon, and then there's the Fire Emblem Fates that just came out.
Wait, John, you beat Pokemon Moon, didn't you?
No, I never beat it.
Oh, you have not yet, but you've put in like 60 hours or something into it?
So,
yeah, I'm sorry, dude. You can
can't.
put it in the chat if you want. I can't hear you.
Not
Sorry,
at
man.
all, dude. Your volume
I know.
is
Type it in
super
the
low.
chat.
You
We'll act like you are mute, and we can translate for you if you want. It's cool.
Here we go, guys. Hang on a second. I am John. I am dumb. John, don't talk bad about yourself.
Oh, it's okay.
I am a sad, pathetic individual.
John. John, you didn't have to say that. 80% done. Do you know how many hours you put into it?
Ian likes to eat dick.
Well, how would you know?
Because I ate his.
Yay. Okay. That's cool. I know that because he's played a craplet. You haven't opened that?
No, because I'm still. So I'm a guy that after XY, I subscribe to the Pokemon Bank.
Right.
So currently in my Omega Red is all of those Pokemon. So I'm trying to finish that out so that I can get all those guys and then port them into Moon. And
that's cool.
Pokemon Bank. If I heard you right, you just nod. You said, "What is the Pokemon Bank?" So okay, so what it is it's basically a service that you pay. I think it's like $5 to $10 every time you use it, which is where, let's say, if I got quite literally, I finish Pokemon Y, and Omega Red comes out. So I've got this horde of Pokemon that I've captured in Y. I don't want to waste time and money inside the next game buying Pokeballs just to catch them again. So you spend a few bucks, real money. You send all your Pokemon up into the bank. Then when you load up like Omega Red, after a certain point, you're able to access that bank and pull all the Pokemon down from there. So I've got legendary Pokemon from Y in Omega, which actually kind of breaks the game because yes, you do.
Yes,
need
you do.
this.
Because you have Sapphire, don't you, John?
Omega Red.
Oh, you have Omega Red too.
Okay, so, yeah. So and it's one of these things where it's like I like having. Now, granted, I don't use like 98% of the Pokemon that I keep shifting around, except for when it comes to like doing battles. But it's one of these things where it's like it saves you so much time because you're not spending hours just recatching a Pikachu, a Butterfree, Clefairy, because you've already caught it. All you have to do is put it in your bank or pull it down into your PC, and then you have it, and it registers that you caught it. So it's
Definitely.
yes, it's like a microtransaction. There's no way around it, but
it is. But hey,
very handy because I've got a Mewtwo that has followed me through 2 games now. So
have you? I guess you have not picked up the new Fire Emblem game then.
that's over there.
Oh, you picked it up?
Yeah, Echoes. Echoes. That's what it was.
not.
I called it Fates a second ago. No, it is Echoes. It's over there.
I have not picked it up yet.
So the new 2DS thing is supposed to come out July 28th. If the email I got from Best Buy is correct. So
yeah.
I'm kind of doing one of these things now where I may touch on. You know what? Actually, there's 4 3DS games I haven't touched. I took the cellophane off the other one because somebody wanted to borrow it. I haven't touched Bravely Default 2 or Bravely Second.
Bravely Second?
Yeah. So it's just I
have it too, and it's wrapped in cellophane, whatever you want to call it. Mine's wrapped up too. I got it for like $20 from Amazon, and then I looked and I was like, well, maybe I should play Default. And then I saw Default's going for like $60-$70, and I'm like,
so here's the thing. You can actually start Second because it will tell you for the
$4.99 a year. Wow.
Yeah, it's really inexpensive, but I use it so infrequently that every time I want to use it, I have to pay the $5. So if you were jumping back and forth through Pokemon games, you could literally just keep doing it back and forth and back and forth. But from what I've heard, at the beginning of Bravely Second, they actually tell you all the main plot points of 1. So if you've got it, then. And you don't want to like download the digital version of it, which I had to do for the first one because when it first came out, they weren't mass producing the physical copies. So if you want to just jump into it so that you can play it, it'll tell you enough to get you by.
Yeah, and I'm just curious because I played the demo for Default and I didn't get it at all.
It's a weird battle system. It is one that I've now tried to go back into it. I think it was like about 1.5 years after not touching it, and I'm having to reteach myself. But man, that first game is hard.
Yeah,
I'm currently stuck at a boss fight, and I can't remember if this is one where they scale. So it's kind of one of these things where it's like, do I grind or do I try to find out the weaknesses of this one particular boss just to pound him out?
Wow, that's crazy. I mean, yeah. Is there anything from Microsoft you're wanting to see at E3?
Oh, you already touched on it. I want to see Crackdown. They canceled Scalebound, so that's
that. Yeah, that was a shitty thing. I really wanted to see that too.
That's
I'm with you.
That's pretty much it. I mean, I would like to see something from on Halo, but no rush. I'd much rather they make it better than 5.
That's one thing I appreciate about Microsoft that I don't appreciate about Sony. How they had to show the damn trailer for Last of Us Part 2, and I'm like, you guys are not going to release this until probably 2019.
Yeah.
And screw you. I get it. It was a badass CG trailer, but I'm like, don't do that shit. Just don't. I mean, tell me. It's like, okay, you showed a 2-minute gameplay of God of War. But number one, he didn't say shit about it. All he showed was he was with his son.
Dad of
And I'm
War.
like, and I get it. You want to leave something to be left, but talk about mechanics. Talk about potential release date. I mean, I don't like how Sony does this shit where they will just say, "Hey, take a look at this next game," and then we never hear anything about it for a year or two. And I'm like, I just tell me. That's why I like Rockstar. That's why I like game companies that would say, "Hey, we're delaying it. We'll let you know when the actual release date is there." Rockstar's never gave an actual release date for Red Dead 2.
Yeah.
They always went by quarters or they went by years. I'm all for that. So, and I like you and I both agree, we have a shitload of games that we still have yet to play.
I'm still waiting for Horizon Zero Dawn to go on sale.
Dude, that too. I've heard every single podcast I've listened to, Giant Bomb, Beastcast, a couple other independent ones that I listen to. Every single one of them say this is the best game that they have played in a long time.
Yeah.
Just dinosaurs and adventure and bow and arrow. That's two things I keep hearing. Robots, dinosaurs, and bows and arrows. Three things. So yeah, I'm with you on that. I seriously want to check that out too.
Absolutely.
All right, John, anything from you since you were like mute? Do you want us to say how much you want to jerk off in front of the camera right now? I don't know. Good face. At least
It
you're
was
on the
perfect,
camera right now.
and the
I
little
know.
motion was just right over the banner, so it's just the right amount of, I'm right here.
Oh, beautiful. All right, guys. Well, we'll call it. I know this was a broken up episode. Ian, you stayed with us through the start to finish, so we should just call it the Super Ian Brothers. I don't know what the hell it's called.
I'm gonna remember that.
Yes, that's fine.
Just go wired next time.
I don't even know what you said, John.
He said next time go wired.
I'm going to. I got a laptop. I will go wired next time. So listen, learn. But
I
hey,
made sure that I was wired so that I wouldn't sound like Domo again.
oh, yes. So I mean, yeah, we're gonna try to do this again in 2 weeks. It probably won't be. Shit happens. Life happens. We'll keep you up to date. But it's just good to get back. I appreciate Ian. I appreciate you, John, for joining tonight. Sorry about the whole. Again, life happens. Shit happens. We had to postpone last night. So appreciate you guys joining tonight. I'm Scott. You can find me on Twitter if you want to at Flip42. I like how I say if you want to. FL1P42, but it probably sounds like shit right now in the audio. So, John, why don't you, in sign language, tell us where they can reach you? That's exactly where they can.
For those of you on the audio, John just immediately holds up his middle finger, so he doesn't want anybody to find him.
Nope, that's where you'll find him.
I'll find your mom.
So you talk a little bit about where they can find you, what other podcast you're on, and when you guys are going to be potentially recording again. Because I know you guys are doing Summer of Horror right now. Are you guys going to be recording anytime soon? Because I did catch your last one.
We're gonna the plan right now is that we're gonna do another live debate where we're gonna debate Black Ops. Call of Duty Black Ops story versus the
Infinite Warfare, what Ryan's playing about?
I don't know if he wants to do Infinite Warfare, or if he wants to do Modern Warfare, because we're talking about doing it for the two longest running cycles.
Gotcha.
So I'm gonna have to come up with some type of an argument to make, other than the fact that the third game was 4 hours long. So we're gonna have that. That's gonna be a live one. And as you stated, we just started our Summer of Horror, where Ryan Sleek Stealthy 85 on Twitch just started playing Outlast 2. To be honest with you, it doesn't look as scary as the first one.
Wow.
But I think it's because it's more of an open space and you have multiple different ways. Hello, what the hell is going on? My phone just blew the fuck up. Sorry. Okay, so he just started with Outlast 2. Actually, the plan was tonight that Patrick, Hater Hardtech on Twitch, was going to start up playing Prey, because that's kind of the spookiest game that he owns.
Really?
That we could get him to do. And then this coming Wednesday is going to start my streams of Resident Evil 7. Now, I do not have a PSVR, so I am playing it on the
That's
Xbox
fine.
One because I'm not going to fear shit myself. That's
Yeah.
just not going to happen. And then I know Cynthia is going to throw some stuff intermittently in there as well. We talked about, she's got like some like weird ass puzzle game where you're like a devil's daughter or so. It's not Catherine. Oh God, excuse me, but it's something weird like that. If that doesn't work, I'm going to force her to play something else. But it'll be on the PlayStation 4, so that'll be an interesting setup. What? Don't come running at me like that, you little nut.
Where can people find you on Wednesday when you and what time are you going to start the Resident Evil 7?
So hang on, my brain just shut down again. Fuck. So usually it's going to be starting around 9 o'clock.
Okay.
Usually, if we could get it to, if everything meshes together properly, it will start around 9 o'clock. Hopefully 9:45 would be the latest. This is all Central Standard Times. You can find me on Twitch at Fiend75002. Basically, it's the same thing. That is my Xbox Live handle, my PSN handle, my Steam handle, my Twitter, my Grinder, my Twitter, my Tinder, my Twitter. My twatter. Here soon, my Bleem, or wait, no, my Mixer.
Mixer. Yeah, Mixer.
Change that shit all up. But that's got some interesting stuff I need to test out.
I want to do some more research. I saw Sleek Stealthier Ryan's post about Mixer and supposedly the ability to not kind of do what you guys do with audio capture of the entire party plus like multi-screen,
like a multi-twitch
at the same time, which I thought was pretty awesome that they are able to incorporate that just as a included type thing. You don't have to do all these stupid little tweaks and whatever.
Yeah,
so, very cool. Yeah, I gotta figure some if I ever get up to wanting to stream, but I don't think anybody wants to watch a Lego Movie video game stream. But hey, maybe I'll show you when I 100% it and just go, here, watch, click, done. Okay, bye.
I played Zelda Wednesday for 2 hours, and you know that game's.
I was gonna watch, but I was worried that where you were at in the game, I didn't want to be spoiled about anything, so I opened it up just to see what you were playing. I was like, nope.
You could have been like, how far are you? And I'd be like, well. So the funny thing is at the beginning of the stream, I jumped off the plateau for the first time.
Oh, okay.
And I jumped off of it far to the right, like from the Temple of Time.
Yeah.
If you then left. I'm sorry. If you go left all the way up till you can't, and you jump off there, there's this giant ogre that's there that you can mess with. Yeah, I messed with him a couple of times, and I said, let's reload this thing.
I probably killed one for the first time. It felt pretty good because I got some of the whatever they're called, dungeons or shrines. Thank you.
Yeah.
I got up to a high enough level where I'm getting like 50 something. And dude, do you have amiibos?
Yeah, I got
amiibo.
I got the Wolf Link.
Good.
Which I really wish I knew what it was going to do because I would have actually played Twilight Prince.
So
you
don't know what it does?
No, I know what it does, but the heart level for it.
Yeah, it depends on what you're saying. Yeah.
Yes. So, and I didn't play it.
Neither have I.
When I bought my Wii U, I was like, I need games for this thing, and never played any of them. So.
Yeah,
I've got the only amiibo that I got for Breath of the Wild is the Archer.
Okay,
so I've got that one, and then I've got the 30th anniversary Voxel Link.
Yeah, I've got. I don't need to go into it. I've got enough. I've got Wind Waker. I've got Ocarina of Time. I've got the duel of Zelda and Link. Wind Waker. Yeah. Ocarina of Time actually gave me Epona, however the hell you say.
And that's a one time. I know that.
Exactly.
You can't.
Which sucks because I didn't register the damn board, so I lost it. And I'm like, whatever. Yeah, screw it. Whatever. I could say a lot about the game, but I don't want to right now.
To wrap that up, since I didn't actually say it, so if you guys are actually interested on catching, like if you're listening to this 2 months from the time that it posts, and you want to catch up on the Summer of Horror, the video archives of these will be available on the Late Night Enforcers YouTube channel. go there, hit the subscribe, smack that bell so that you get notifications every time a video goes up. We do actually put them up in long play format now that YouTube does the thing where it's like Netflix and will remember what you've watched as long as you're logged in. So there's no point in us breaking it into 15-minute chunks and dropping it daily. We may break it into 30-minute chunks just so it's easier to consume, but it is what it is. That's where you'll find it.
And I like it. Yeah, I'm with you on that. Longer the better, because I can always come back to it later and I can know exactly where it left off. And if I want to rewind it, I'll rewind it.
Yeah.
So anyways, all right, guys. Thanks again. Appreciate you listening. We'll be back and whenever. So everybody have a good night, a good day, and yes, we will talk to you later.
Have a good night, guys.